Yes, welcome back. It's nice to know that you're still there as we continue on the press this morning. And I'm glad to let you know that my guests are here looking all beautiful. My usual suspect, my usual guest on the show is actually here. She is Laniyi. She is a social affairs analyst, a woman of many parts, a businesswoman, a social commentator, one who loves the nation. It's so nice to have you here on the press, Tayo.
Thank you for having me.
You're looking so beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Always shining.
You look the same. You look so beautiful too.
Okay, then, yes, the usual way we do it. There's a gentleman amongst us this morning. His comrade Atiku Abubakar Isah is the national president, National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS. Prince Abubakar Audu University, Anyigba, Kogi State, is a political as well as social affairs analyst. It's so nice to have you on the press this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
I had to drag you here this morning. I'm so happy that you could actually make it.
Thank you for inviting
me. All right, we already know what we're talking about this morning. Emergency rule, fallout, protests that rock Lagos, Abuja, Rivers, and other parts of the nation yesterday. But like I love to start the show is to, soften the discourse before we go into the detail by asking my guests to let us understand their state of mind in terms of the state of the nation. And I'm going to start with the lady this morning, Tayo. I want you to feel a lot is happening in the nation. There's always something going on in Nigeria. And there's always something to talk about as Nigerians. So I would really want you to have a feel of your state of mind about the nation this morning.
Well, the state of the nation this morning, things are, the crisis is escalating. The political crisis is escalating. Things are not the way it should be. It's like a country without rulers, because a lot is going on wrong and we need help. And until we stand up to put things in order, things will continue to go the other way around. So I think the nation needs help.
Crisis escalation, that's your state of mind this morning. And of course, Atiku, I would want your state of mind on Nigeria before we begin our discussion.
Yes. The country at the moment lacks leadership. President Tinubu is a fantastic politician, but a very bad leader. And he's the one who has put us in this situation now. If you look at let me cite two examples. The Natasha Akpoti's case and the declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State. There was actually no need for him to declare state of emergency. It shows that he's not upholding the constitution which he swore to uphold. Who is the one causing problem in Rivers? It is Wike, and it's your appointee, sack him. That's all. The problems end. Why going against the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? If Mr. President feels that there's a need to declare state of emergency in Rivers State, there's also a need to declare state of emergency in Nigeria. So he needs to vacate the presidential villa so that the military will take over. Because at the moment, there are many local governments in Nigeria where these irresponsible bandits are collecting money from people. There's another government in Nigeria again. Yes, has not been able to put that to solve that problem, and is declaring state of emergency. That is worse than what is happening in Rivers State. There are many places you cannot even go. It has been taken over by the bandits in Katsina, many places in the north. So what he's telling us is that he's inviting the military, and we are kicking against that because we believe in this democracy. And since the president is the one inviting the military, whatever happens, he should be able to face the consequence. And the Natasha Akpoti's case, a total lack of leadership in the country. When the case started, they should have called the Senate President and Natasha, and then iron out the differences in the room. Even if they need to insult themselves, let them insult themselves in the room. And then come out and talk to Nigerians, smiling to Nigerians, the thing resolved. Not the way that they have reduced the country. They have put us to shame. if you go outside the country now, they look at us as if we are people that are irresponsible because of Natasha and the Senate President. This is not good for the country. It is not who we are. So lack of leadership is the major problem we have in this country.
Okay, before further ado, I just want to say here, like I love to say, that the opinions of our guests are theirs. Is not the opinion of KAFTAN Television or my opinion. They are brought here as Nigerians to air their views, and of course when the phone lines are open, you are free to air your view, because this is the People's Program. Now, riding on the back of what Atiku just said takes us straight into our discourse this morning, taking a look at the protests that rocked the nation, some parts of the nation, the FCT, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Lagos, and other parts of the nation is what we want to take a look at this morning. The Take It Back movement and other civil society organizations did keep to their words to come out, to protest, situation in the nation. And part of what they are agitating for is economic hardship, alleged government repression, growing insecurity across the nation, emergency rule in Rivers, alleged misuse of the Cybercrime Act by police. Okay. So let us talk a little bit about the Take It Back movement. The Take It Back movement was founded by leading human rights campaigner and investigative journalist Omoyele Sowore. The Take It Back global movement exists to build and safeguard a fair, free, and equitable society in which they seek to ensure the fundamental values of freedom, liberty, and socioeconomic equality, in which no one shall be enslaved by poverty, ignorance, or conformity. The group says they champion the freedom, dignity, and well-being of individuals and they aim to disperse the system of power and greed, to foster diversity and to nurture creativity. They also believe that the role of the state is to enable all citizens to attain these ideals, to contribute fully to their communities, and to take part in the decisions which affect their lives. Now, that is the ideal of the Take It Back group movement by Sowore. And of course, you can see the visuals of the protests, some of the visuals of the protest yesterday, in Nigeria. So that's how we start our discourse this morning. And I'm going to start from you, Atiku, straight up. Your view on the protest itself, what you actually took out of it from yesterday. Let us start on that note.
Well, the protests are justifiable. But personally, I am not one of the supporters of protest. I detest protest. But in a country like Nigeria, where there's so much injustice, there's no way the citizens will not protest, because it is the government that is forcing the citizens to protest. These things are very simple. That government could have taken action. But like I said in the beginning of my opening remarks, there is lack of leadership in the country. There's government, but there's lack of leadership, and that is why all of these things are happening. There was no need even for the declaration of state of emergency. Already there's hunger in the land. People, after my master's, I went to Prince Abubakar University for another degree again, and because I am not like the usual students who have not who depend on their parents, most of my classmates, some will come to tell you that they have not eaten for days, and that is the situation. Some have not been able to pay their school fees. You see, what the government, the leaders of this country, what they are doing is that they are forcing the young ladies into prostitutions, and also forcing the young men into crime. That's why today, whatever you want to do, if you need to mobilize people to do whatever, you will get people, because the government is forcing people. What baffles me is that I don't understand how they think. They loot money from this place, take it elsewhere to build those places. This is madness. How do you loot money from Nigeria? You build a house in UK. You are looting again from Nigeria to pay tax in UK. That is madness. And these are the characters you call leaders. Sometimes when we speak, they say, oh, you don't respect this. How can I respect criminals? I can't respect criminals. It is not the way I am. I cannot. It is not possible for me to respect these criminals. These people don't deserve respect. These are people who are supposed to be in prisons. Most of the people in prisons are the innocent people, but the real criminals are outside. So these people are the ones forcing people to go out to protest. Those that are protesting, may God reward them. It is justifiable, and they are doing it on our behalf. And when we have the time, we will join them. We will also join them. That is what I have to say, because we are ready to join them.
Tayo, I want you to take, because the action is part of a nationwide demonstration to draw attention to government. That is part of it. The question I asked Atiku, the same question I'm asking you. What do you think that aim was justified yesterday by the protest, more or less? What is your take? What did you get out of the protest, that happened across some cities in Nigeria yesterday?
Okay, my take is justifiable, because the only way to air your views as a Nigerian is through protest, peaceful protest. And for them to have come out, at least that is an alert to the government that we are not enjoying your administration. We are not enjoying the governance. So it's a good way to go about the protest. But my own challenge with the protest was, they knew it was the police day, a day where police people, celebrate, their day and everything. And they were supposed to invite different political leaders, from outside, in and out of the country. So they were supposed to have for me, wisdom should make them respect that day, and then maybe shift it to like a day like today. Maybe they wouldn't have been, that throw of the tear gas that dispersed all of them. Mm. But the good thing is that at least they did it. They were seen. International communities that have seen it, that they are trying to air their view. And my own take is that I pray that the government will see this and begin to act accordingly, to know that the people are hungry. The people need help. The people are not satisfied with their leadership. And the people want them to adjust in everything that they're doing, so that the people can attain a level of satisfaction in their governance.
Yes. So part of what they, if I actually talk about it, for me, the one of the reasons why they actually had a protest is an issue that stares us in the face, which is the economic hardship. Which is the economic hardship. Now, most times on paper we get reports of, inflation is coming down, prices are falling, things are good. The stories that we get from the other side is usually stories that are rosy. Nobody comes to say, oh, we understand that this is what Nigerians are going through and we're working on it, but the stories are always different. The people on ground are crying. But when we get reports, we hear reports of inflation, a change in inflation. We hear reports of standard of living rising. Now, the protest that was held yesterday, unfortunately, we're told is just like a warning, a start of more to come to this present administration. I did start by asking if that protest yesterday, in your own mind, made any impact on this present government. Again, we have to take a look at all the protests that we've had in the nation. What has changed? What has shifted since we had those protests that we had? The one before now was the End Bad Governance protest, and now we're having the Take It Back protest that just happened recently, and we've been told that it's just like a warning call to government. What do you think any result or anything good comes out of this protest, and you think it makes any impact on government at all? I want Atiku to help us understand this.
Yes, the protests have impacts. You see, this protest will help citizens to prepare their minds, and now or in the nearest future, to vote out these leaders. So the mistake they are making is this. When Gaddafi was president, his country and the presidential palace was more fortified than even the presidential villa we have now. But he was taken out of the presidential villa, beaten like an ordinary person. That's why I want to draw the attention of government that they should not think that nothing will happen, that that is what Nigerians always do, and at the end of the day nothing comes out of it. I want them to look at this and examine it very critically, that a tiny stick of match ignited by a naughty playful child on a combustible object may develop into an inferno that could consume a whole village. But if an elder around would keep a watchful eye or rise immediately to put off the initial playful fire, it could save the whole village and the content therein. The lack of leadership by President Tinubu might cause serious problem in the future. What is keeping us? Maybe because we are people of faith and we pray seriously. It is the prayers that I think God is helping us. Ordinarily, this country should not survive up till this moment. And if it continues like this, they should not think that they have how many police officers do we have in the country? People are frustrated, and when people are frustrated, they no longer care whether they die again. And that is where they are pushing people to. When parents cannot feed their children, they cannot pay school fees, the children are at home, and some are sick, they cannot get good health care service, and then at that point, the frustration can lead people to even think that, okay, let me go out to protest, not even to protest and come back alive. Let me go out to protest and even die in the protest. That is where the president and these leaders are pushing us to. When they make a bogus budget that they will steal more than half. If the budget, for example, 1,000 naira, they will steal 700 naira and use 300 naira to execute, and even inflate the contracts, the contracts which they give. That is the country we are. How can we survive this? It cannot continue like this. It's serious warning that they should take very seriously. It is not for them to send police or security operatives to arrest people. We are warning them because we believe in this country, especially those of us that do not even have, we don't even have visa to other countries, and we do not even intend to travel out of the country. There's no, in short, I prefer to live here in Nigeria. Even if they invite me to White House to come and live, I will never go there, because I want this country to work so that myself and if I go out, will my family members go there with me?
Yes. So Tayo, I want your reaction to, before we open the phone lines, I want your reaction to what he just said, because again, the question is, do you see this protest making any impact on the government? Because yesterday's protest was to draw the attention of government to certain issues. There have been other protests. Do you see this making an impact at all?
I see it make an impact, because they will be disturbed. There's no how. They are human beings. They will be disturbed. They have the psychology. I mean, that's the reason why if there's no impact, they won't send police people to come and throw tear gas and disperse them. So they are disturbed about it. It's just that one of the reasons why things are very tough, you know, like I said one of the time, that President Tinubu inherited, you know, the debts from the past government. So for things to be able to align, it may take a lot of time. So, but this will put him on his toes, seeing you know, people complain, seeing people protesting, seeing, you know, the names that they called him online, the lady that came out and spoke that he was a terrible, you know, all these have impacts in their lives. So he will begin to walk tooth and nail to see what he can do. Moreover, he has an agenda. He wants to come back 2027. He wants to come back, and he will want to come back for the second tenure. So he will do all it takes, although it's going to be a passive a passive plan, you know, just to suit the people a little and all that, but the agenda is for him to come back again. So for me, I think the protest is already doing something to them. So I think they will do something about it.
Okay, if you just joined us, it is the press. We're going to take some feedback from the protest yesterday. We have feedback from Showore and of course some of the organizers of the protest, Nigerians, speaking out about their feelings concerning the reason for the protest. And we'll take that report and we'll be right back.
Yes, but because they no longer serve the people, that is why you keep hearing about, oh, we have a program, don't come out. Yes. Our program cannot be stopped by police program. Yes. So let them go and make the calls, let them radio to the illegal IGP. Yes. We want to move and nobody can stop us. Yes. And we have told them also that the IGP of police that is leading the program today at Eagle Square is an illegal IGP of police. Yes. He must leave after 60 years you must of age and 35 years of being in power. Yes. That is the essence of our march today. Yes. Nobody can stop an idea whose time nobody can stop an idea whose time. As we are having this march today, it's happening in Lagos as well. Yes. It's happening in Port Harcourt. Yes. And these ones are rehearsals. Yes. The time will come where all Nigerians will come out and nobody can stop them. Yes. So we have advised our police friends or frenemies that they should go and tell their oga that we are going to the National Assembly.
As a warning protest, the government thinks we were joking. Then we did end bad governance in 2024. Now we are starting in 2025. Okay. What month are we? We are in April. Okay. If this is a warning action. All right. So the government of Tinubu not immediately accede to our demands. Number one, repeal the Cybercrime Act of 2024. Yes. End the military rule in Rivers State. Yes. And stop the ongoing demolition in Shoki and other parts of the country.
Nigerians could not feed. Kings in local communities are still demolishing areas. A lot of Nigerians have been rendered homeless. People cannot feed. Transportation is cost. House rent is cost. There is no provision from the government to cater for the people. Yet, their agents are still demolishing houses.
An elected government was suspended and Nigerians are keeping quiet. It's a matter of time. This same presidency will wake up and tell you that the Senate arm is suspended. The House of Rep is suspended. And you will see the police and army responding to enforce social legality. We are telling Nigerians there's a matter of time the presidency will become despotic and they will say they will not conduct election. I don't think will happen about it.
Yes, welcome back. Yeah, you heard the voices of Nigerians and of course Shore right there. At this time, we're opening our phone line so you can call in and be part of the conversation this morning. The phone lines are open and we already have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, KAFTANTV.
Good morning, good morning. Can you hear us?
Yes, my greetings to the panelists as well.
Okay, greetings received, I guess.
Yes, is Atiku Abubakar. Is it the Atiku Abubakar that contests for president?
So go ahead, Mohammed from Maiduguri.
Yes, please, I'm listening to all your program. Honestly, it's an educative program.
Thank you so much.
You are speaking the mind of everybody in this country. Please, well done for doing that. My contribution here is one. There are some little things that really touches Nigerians, but people at the upper level don't look at it. For example, I complained that Salah was coming. Federal government, accountant general, and the minister of finance should make sure they pay salary of workers and pensioners for federal government so that they should be able to have something at hand and do Salah. They refuse. All of them, they run away for holidays in London and America. They run away. People cry. Federal government workers, federal government pensioners cry. But the state government, for example, like in Maiduguri, the state government pays workers. They are working at us. These people are working for federal for nothing. Their state government is even better than your federal government. So all this kind of thing touches the mind of the ordinary person. But they don't look at it. There are some physical things that touches the mind of people at the lower level and keep them cool. But they don't look at it. So to avoid all this, I'm saying it to Salah is coming next. Christmas is coming. Let their campaign there. If at all, if the president is not going to remove them or because he is already in Paris to reshuffle his government or whatever according to the social media. So if he can make some changes, fine. If he is not going to make the changes, let them have in a record that Nigeria will not take it easy with anybody who is throwing at the life of the ordinary person. All this publication of the big money in the pages of newspaper does not go down to the lower level. What is really touching people is this small thing that go down to the owners and stimulate the economy. We all know about it now.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you. We appreciate your call. All right, there you have Mohammed taking us away from the discourse this morning. I remember Mohammed calling during Salah to say the same thing. You were here, and it's just like a recorded conversation, and it's coming again to say the same thing. I think that really touches his heart, and we do hope that those listening actually, got a feel of what Mohammed is saying. We have another call. Let us quickly take that call. Good morning.
Good morning, ma.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
I'm Engineer Femi calling from Warri Delta State.
Oh, that's my state, actually. It's so nice to hear someone call from my state for the first time on the show. So please go ahead with what you have for us on the press this morning.
This morning I saw your resource person hitting the nail on his head. That man, I don't really know his name.
Yes, it's Comrade Atiku.
Yes. Your resource person has spoken my mind this morning. If you look at what is going on in Nigeria, you will see that the government does not really care for us. Majority of their policies are only for them. You will see the lawmaker making laws that will suit themselves, going home with fat envelopes, wardrobe allowances, office allowances, security allowances, this and that. Why they cannot pay little salary? Civil servants are suffering. The 70,000 naira they implemented, the minimum wage, they cannot pay. Up till now, as we talk, as I speak to you, some states cannot even pay. And people are dying in Nigeria. Our government, our president is right, as I speak to you now, is in France. Since he has assumed office, he has gone to France more than several times. When has France president come to visit us? Our leaders will be going there, spending our money, sending our private jet there, paying for parking space, doing all kinds of things. And we say there is no money, they are borrowing. They are borrowing our grandchildren, our born children into debt. All the billions, all the trillions they are borrowing, what can they show for it?
Okay, that's a question. We have to give other people a chance to call in, and of course we'll continue with our discussion. Femi, we appreciate you all the way from Warri. So let us talk on what Femi rightly said. Let us take a look at the cost of governance. There's been a call that this administration and every administration that comes, that there's a need to cut the cost of governance. That is more or less one of the core problem that we have as Nigerians. You tell Nigerians to bear, you tell them to tighten their belts, but what we see is does not reflect. It's like do as I say and not as I do. That is what Nigerians actually believe. How important is it for this administration and anyone coming after this to actually reduce the cost of governance to reflect on or improve the life of Nigerians and the economy? Atiku.
You see, our leaders are not sincere. They are not sincere. And the lack of sincerity is what they are displaying. Let's look, not ministers, the DGs, executive vice chairman. You see them having convoy of 5-6 vehicles. Each, not only the amount of money used in purchasing the vehicle. You see them, you see the fueling. If just a DG to travel from, say, Abuja to Kaduna, he spends at least ₦1 million. At least ₦1 million.
We need to take a short break. I'm sorry. I've been told to call a break, and when we come back, Atiku will continue on his line of thoughts. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
In a world where online trust is everything, how do you know who to trust? How can you be sure your online experiences are safe and secure? Introducing the Digital Trust Mark, a symbol of online trust and confidence. With the Digital Trust Mark, you can use online services with confidence. It is more than just a symbol, it is your digital assurance. Look for the Digital Trust Mark wherever you use online services because trust matters. Visit trustmark.nitda.gov.ng to learn more. Digital Trust Mark, fostering a digital environment that citizens can trust. Trust the mark, navigate with confidence. This is an initiative of the National Information Technology Development Agency, NIGCOMSAT, towards promoting confidence in the use of e-government, e-business and e-transactions and other online services in the Nigerian cyberspace.
Yes, welcome back from that commercial break. It's an opening to let you know that you can actually place your adverts right here on the press. This is one of our flagship morning programs, and we have coverage all over Nigeria and some African countries. So this is the program for you to place your adverts, your commercials, and of course you will be given the right opening, the right reach on the press. Okay, before the break, Atiku was actually reacting to the questions that are asked on the cost of governance, and you were saying that it takes $1 million to travel from Abuja
to Kaduna.
Please continue.
This is because they fuel in and the allowances they pay themselves. If a DG travels from Abuja to Kaduna, he might end up spending ₦5 million because he has traveled because of the allowances to the security. Most of these DGs, they have more than 5 security personnel following them. This is to show that there's a failure in leadership. If there's security in the country, what do you need 5 policemen for? To travel just because you want to go to Kaduna? And what do you need about 6 vehicles for in a convoy because you are a DG? We are not talking about a governor. I was here sometimes back and I accused the governor of Kaduna State. I saw his convoy, jeeps, about 10, I counted 10, just because you are governor. That does not make you to be more important than all other Nigerians. Just to travel from your state, Kaduna, here to come to Abuja, you are using a convoy of over 10 vehicles. Jeeps, these jeeps are bulletproof, very expensive, and then you cannot pay people 70,000 naira. This is because you lack discipline and you lack the fear of God. We are all humans. It is the same life that you have that the other person has. Why then are you using all the money for yourself alone, leaving the people you are supposed to lead?
Yes, good morning. What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
Collins from Benue State.
Benue State. Collins from Benue State.
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead, Collins.
I want to thank the analyst. Is it Atiku also that is just speaking?
Okay.
It happens that we might have such a people, at least if Nigeria can get his type, like 50 is enough for the nation. And I doubt your lady there, because there was about this protest of a thing. She was like saying that yesterday was police permit, that the protesters would have given them that grace of that yesterday. No. We are doing these things for the entire nations of the earth, the whole world to watch. We are not doing it to please our politicians nor any other person or ourselves, but we want to please the entire nations of the earth. Now, why I say this government, this democracy cannot work is this. If really they want it to work, they have to do it. Because why? There is no government that will come and they will allow peaceful protest. Like that yesterday, when we are watching it now, do you see any horror people among them? They are very calm and quiet. Do doing it peacefully, that the later ANC had the begins to shoot tear gas on them to disband them. Is it good like that? If you are beating somebody, say you should not die. Can you be able to swallow the pains and the tears? It's not wrong. Just like Atiku was like saying, if you look down from now, you have a governor, the governor will have a PA, that PA will have another PA, a PA, that is how they will have all these things. They are already cut down the expenses. The same thing for our side here. The chairman will have PA, his PA will have PA. It's because the money was too much for them. And they are not ready to do anything. If you look at the security aspect now, formerly they are the one. Let me tell you, if they lie, let them give me another person to still say it again. All this insecurity was politicized. It is now that they feel they can cut it down, they can't do it again. It's just like teaching somebody to be adding a hat. A child mommy want him to change his mind. Somebody else closer to that person might have imitate whatsoever that person is doing. So that he grew up beyond he that taught him. Okay, look at Benue State now. It's just because there is no rain now. If rain comes, I know they will kill all of us from our farms.
Well,
the security, they have not done anything about it.
I want to thank you for calling. I want to thank you for calling.
They allow the military to take over now. It will not take them up to 1 week. Everywhere will become. And all these things because of the bandit.
Okay, I think we have another call. Akim from Lagos. Akim.
Good morning.
Good morning, Akim. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Let me first recognize your analyst here, especially the man. I love his fearlessness. I've seen several times, and he always says the truth whenever. Also, the female also, I can understand her statement very, very well. That's good. So, you see, this issue of Nigeria that we keep on talking about, there is one thing we are not looking at. One is that I'm not actually in support of President Tinubu's economic policy. I'm in support of his economic policy. The way he implements it, that is where the problem is, because those that are bearing the brunt are the really less privileged people, the masses. Okay, why not like you say, the politicians, they couldn't tighten up their belt. But there is one thing I want us to observe here. Honestly speaking, even before Tinubu, we've been having this problem. I think nobody should think maybe I'm agitating for separation in the country. No. But the truth is that truth is bitter. Federation does not suit Nigeria. There are so many reasons why federation will not suit Nigeria. You see, one, if you have so much power at the federal capital territory there, politicians are always politicians, whether of different political parties. There is one thing that unites them, that issue of corruption. And as long as they are benefiting on it, there is nothing what the masses or less privileged can do. What I'm thinking is, that could not be the best, but could be better. We should go back to the issue of regionalism. See, if we go back to regionalism, every part of the region will want to sit up and work hard. We are relying on the crude oil. That is, and all people around the country, all of them, they are united together. The politicians are united together simply because of the corruption. So whatever happens, only the less privileged that will survive. So
thank you so much, Akim. Thank you.
Only being blamed. Sorry, in seconds, please.
Yes.
Mr. Tinubu is only being blamed now, but I bet you, he's not one to be blamed. There are so many leaders behind that have caused a lot of problems, and he's trying to fix it, but unfortunately, the way he's fixing it, people will suffer. And even if he succeeded in fixing it before the 8 years or 4 years, someone will come again. And
yeah, so that's
saying my mind.
That's how much we can take. It did say talk about regionalism, but again, I would want you to react to the reduction in cost of governance and how if it is not done by this government or any other government that will come after this, how it will continue to impact on the economy and, of course, the people. I want your take on that.
Okay. One thing I want us to look at in leadership is your motive behind being a leader. If you have a selfish and self-centered motive, then you will do, you will behave the way this government is behaving. But when you are selfless, you deny yourself and cut a lot of expenses so that the government, they can move on, so that the nation can move forward. If the cost of governance can be cut, if it's possible to cut it, it will go a long way.
Is it impossible?
It's possible to cut it. It will go a long way to help Nigerians. The last government, they inherited debt. If care is not taken, this government will still inherit more debt, incur more debt for the next government that is coming. So it's possible to do it to save Nigeria. So all we need now is a selfless leader, not thinking about his pocket or what he will eat. And that's the reason why most people wanted Peter Obi.
Peter Obi, yes.
That was the reason why, because they feel the man. Look at the way he ran his, when he was a governor, the way he ran and everything, and he left enough for the next governor that was going. That's why people wanted him. But unfortunately, things happened and we couldn't get it. But we pray that God will raise a selfless leader that will take over the next governance. But it's very possible.
Yeah, Atiku, let's talk about regionalism. Let's reflect on what the last caller just said. Hammond from Lagos. And he's not the only Nigerian that has called for us to go back to the drawing board. Now, what exactly is he talking about? There was a time in this country where we had the pyramids, the Grand Pyramids in Kano, providing for the people over there. We had cocoa down here. We had coal in Enugu. We had situations where regions actually could provide for themselves. That was before oil became the life and the all in all of Nigerians. I don't know if we can actually, if you agree with what he said, that this system of governance is not working for us. We should go back to status quo. We should go back to the way things were, because when we were ourselves, our currency was one of the best in the world. Yeah. Now, people came from Saudi Arabia to Nigeria, to UCH, for medical checkup. I went to school. My teachers were British, American, Filipinos. I was in class with all. In fact, it was. I grew up more or less in Kano, but it was like it was a foreign country. Do you understand? So as I began to grow, I couldn't. When we left Kano and I came down to Benin, it was like, I don't know, I couldn't, as a child, I just could not balance. It was very difficult for me to adjust to a life that I knew, to a new one. And guess what? It was right here in Nigeria, and those days are gone. So I would really want your take. Do you think it is high time we go beyond lip service if we really want a change for us to go to the drawing board and craft out something that worked before, build on it, and create a greater and better nation?
Well, it is not about going back to the various regions and for us to be able to get it right. We need to change our attitude. We are the problem. I will cite two examples. I don't want to mention the university.
We're almost out of time.
I started a master's in the university. One of the supervisors was telling his fellow colleagues that Atiku is always talking on the national television that when he comes for presentation, whatever he presents, we should make sure he goes back to represent again, that he will not graduate. That is the kind of attitude. There is a young girl, I paid for her WAEC, and I went to the secondary school that since I'm the one since I paid for the WAEC fee, I don't want people to write on the, that's what is done eventually all the schools. They write for them on the blackboard and they copy. So when I told them that the school management, that if you write for her to copy and she passed and she's not able to defend her result, I'll see you to court. So based on that, they started teasing the girl that your guardian has come to cause confusion in this school. You see, this is the way we are bringing up the younger ones, and that is the problem we have in this country. We need to change as a people. If we don't change, nothing, whatever form of governance will not help us.
Well, I want to thank my guests this morning. We've just been told that we've run out of time completely. I want to thank Comrade Atiku Abubakar. He is a national president, National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS. Prince Abubakar, Audu University, Ayimba, Kogi State, is a political as well as social affairs analyst. Thank you, Atiku, for making it on the show this morning.
Thank you very much.
And of course, Laniyi, who is a social affairs analyst, a businesswoman, a woman of many parts. She's also a social commentator. We appreciate you for making it to the show this morning.
Thank you very much.
And yours sincerely, Anire, Binitie. I want to appreciate you, appreciate all our callers, appreciate everyone behind the camera who made it possible for us to be on air this morning. We appreciate you. My message, keep hope alive and be good.